This is what it means, attaining education. When you have education, you sit with people you never expected to sit with. If you are not educated, you wouldn't be preparing to go for a retreat in NALI, would you? You wouldn't. But because you are educated, that's what we are preparing you to go for. You are going to be trained and educated in English. Happy today that majority of you are meeting here today. Apart from information I'm going to deliver to you for the retreat, for the training, but it is also good that we meet and then we share in as far as Chankwans is concerned, in as far as Uganda is concerned, in as far as Africa is concerned. Whatever we discuss here, however brief it would be, but it has a great impact on Uganda, it has great impact on Africa, and it has great impact on the whole world. Ladies and gentlemen, before I come to the NALI retreat, it will be my last point. There are a few words I wanted to share with you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you are here, ask yourself, you went to school, you studied, completed senior 4, senior 6, a diploma, a degree, whatever level you went to. But ask yourself, why did you go to school to attain education? 20 years back, if you were to call a meeting of those who have finished senior 4 and above, I don't think you would even get 10. Would you? Ata, would you? 20 years back, would you get even 10? They were not there. In Uganda, when you look at statistics, in 1986, you needed to research, know how many universities were in Uganda and how many are there today. In 1986, you can mention only Makerere University and maybe Mukono University. Was there any other? I think, and Chambogo. Only those 3 public universities were in existence. But how many are there today? That's why when I'm telling you that in 20 years back, in Chankwans, Greater Chankwans, you could not, if you want to hold a meeting with those who have finished senior 4, you could not even get 10. But what does that mean? What does that mean? That if Uganda had only 3 public universities in 1986, today there are more than 40. But all those more than 40 universities are full of students. That means in 1986, if 3 universities, public universities, had like 10,000 students, today, 1 university alone has more than that 10,000. Now, if others did, because of education, what about you? But as you are doing that, remember, your mind, behind your mind, in your mind, in your medulla oblongata, there, inside there, please remember that the land is not expanding, the population is expanding. Which knowledge should I give to my fellow students? Which knowledge should I give to my parents to prepare for the future? If I can give an example, I'm sorry, son to Manyindo, don't get insulted maybe. If Manyindo had a land, 200 acres of land, it was Manyindo alone. But today, how many Manyindos? Just give me, estimate. 10. When I say Manyindo was 1, but Manyindo has produced. Those are the Manyindos I'm saying. Yes. So, if Manyindo was one with 200 acres of land, but today, there are 10 Manyindos, and they are all going to share on the same land. Now, you imagine Ataho. I will use Ataho because he's my friend. For him, he cannot be insulted if I use his name. Ataho, who has been grazing cows on 100 acres of land. You imagine a son to Ataho, his sons who are going to graze on 1 acre of land. Do you imagine that situation? Now, how can we prepare our population ahead of that? Sometimes when I'm telling your parents, why? Because for him he thinks I'm very rich. But I always tell them, look at your children. If you have 100 acres of land, or inabana mukaga, how many acres will your children get each? Now, your child is going to get 5 acres of land. Why don't you prepare your child to be able to live on that land profitably? How? Only one way is to give education to your children. That is the only way. My dear comrades, Town Clerk said it rightly, that today we are the ones, tomorrow you are the one. Begin from today preparing. Don't think that leadership or being a town clerk or being a minister or being a permanent secretary or being that will just come when you are not prepared for that. Never. So, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Remember where Uganda is and where it should be. Tell your parents, the land does not expand, the family expands. How are you ready for that? My point is, it wouldn't be Chaguranyi really taking use. No, really. Somebody who has been in the ghetto for all the years, you come and tell the youth to chevereremu chiriwa. Me, I don't mind. You so gamba to chevereremu, fine, because we are fighting for you to be. Now, even if we don't tell you, no more komtajizere muchevereremu. Who will be in it? Not talk about tajizere. Ngo you see muchevereremu. Tomorrow we will be there. So we don't need to say. Somebody should not deceive you. Ngomunange, you look here to chevereremu. Even if I don't tell you, you should know you are going to be there. Because now today, if Atahu is here, isn't Kabarebe there? He's there. But today, for any meeting, for anything, it is Atahu to do it. But Kabarebe is there. That means Kabarebe did what he could. He did his time. Today is Atahu's time. So, how do you see? You people use. When you are called use, don't take it for granted. We use, then ukazimba, we use. What comes out of your mind is the most important. Don't be driving. It's not about the age. It's about ideology. It's about the knowledge. If I pick when I remind you when President Museveni became a president, it was around over 40 what? Around there. 46? Yeah. 42? Yeah, around that age. Actually, he became a president around my age. Yeah? I would also be now preparing for a president, but I cannot. I can, but by the way, let me tell you this one before I continue. Never, yes, everybody should have your own ambitions, but never strive for another person's ambitions than yours. No, try yours. Try your luck at that side. Not everybody that will be a president. Not everybody will be an MP. Not everybody will be chairman. Not everybody. No. But it's not bad to have a president's ambitions. Not bad. But it does not mean that when you don't get it, that's the end of the world. No. So that's why I'm saying, Seven became a president around my age. Then I should also, not every person he was with became a president. General Tumine was not a president. Bakaba Tarhama, General Koreta was with him, but he's not a president. Bona Bakaichezana Jango, Seven, you are the one to be the president. Yes, that's all. The same way you people, you can agree and say, let so and so abenuwa president. Ninga so and so abenuwa MP. You cannot all become MPs. Never. Number 2, raw productivity. We don't produce highly. Take an example of Chankwan's now town council. How many liters of milk do we produce? Very few. We would be having more than 100 coolers in Chankwan Town Council alone. But why are they not there? Because there is low productivity of milk in Chankwans. The land is there, but we are not producing maize. But the land is there. Why? We don't want to produce. Raw productivity has made Uganda's income to remain low just because we don't produce. 3, low level of tradability. People do not want to participate in trade. But then let me tell you this one. Even those who would be having a good trade activity of cattle keeping, they don't take it as an activity. It is also a business. As a business. But it is a business. So low level of tradability, people are not trading, they are not making any money. That's why income remains low. Overdependence on imports. I'll take an example of Chankwans now. Ntajirena Uganda. From outside. But take an example of Chankwans. Chivech toche ni charaga here. There is nothing we produce here. Now, as you prepare you yourselves to make sure you go and change your society, please take note of those. How are you going to change your society when your society cannot produce? When your society still depends on imports, when will that society get? But what I'm trying to drive, the point I'm trying to drive is that we need to think big and see how we can develop our areas. As people who are educated, you find somebody, a graduate, a degree holder, a diploma holder, a certificate holder, is behaving like somebody who did not go to school. I feel bad. At least behave like an educated person. Talk like him or her. That is when the society will really know you really went to school. This is what it means, attaining education. When you have education, you sit with people you never expected to sit with. If you are not educated, you wouldn't be preparing to go for a retreat in NALI, would you? You wouldn't. But because you are educated, that's why we are preparing you to go for. You are going to be trained and educated in English. Today, Uganda, where Uganda has moved to now, every department of Uganda, they need somebody who can read English and write it. Even the army, we thought that even somebody who is not educated can join. No. Even the army, the police, the prisons, all those institutions of the government are getting professionalized. That means, senior fund above, I beg you to go and tell your colleagues, in case of any chance of joining police, please don't hesitate. If you really qualify. If there is a chance of joining prisons, please, no questions, don't hesitate. If there is a chance of joining army, have I said it? Army, police, and prisons, please don't hesitate.